Oh boy, I'm quite eager. Um, that was terrible. I'm quite eager, excited, and scared for this one. I played Doki Doki Literature Club, the original, like, uh, probably like a few, I think probably like a year or two by now. Now here I am playing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I've not heard any. I have not heard of any spoilers, so this is quite an experience for me. I have um all the characters in this game are over the age of 18. I actually did not know that. Over the age of 18. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. We get that. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a positive experience playing this game. This is just like the original Doki Doki Literature Club. Would you like to review detail content warnings which contain spoilers? Alternative in the game can be enabled in certain settings menu anytime. Well, I'm going to say no since I kind of already know what happens. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you have noticed the game's age rating in your region and consent to your exposure of a highly disturbing content. I've already kind of been exposed to this disturbing content, so it won't really affect me. Maybe it will, but oh my! I'm surprised it didn't say plus. I'm just gonna go ahead and add my name. Oh, like that. This is call myself filthy. Hey! I see an annoying girl run towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. This is just like the original DDLC. You know, the kind of friends you'd never see yourself making today, but it just works out because you're known to each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. Well, actually, wait, can I... Oh, okay, like that. Yeah, this is a bit confusing. Let's put the text speed all the way up. I like that. Dialogue box size. Enable content warning. No, we're not. We're just not gonna do that. Let's return. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. I forgot. However, I just sigh idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ow, ow. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe because only I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, filthy. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. This is the best. This is, in my opinion, I think Sayori's the best girl. I guess you don't have in it. No, I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. I'm so bad at reading. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Filthy, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm not interested in joining any clubs. Just like how I feel in real life. I haven't been looking either. Eh? That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sarah likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfect content, just getting on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Which is nothing like me at all. I only spend it on games, just minus the anime. I am no anime person. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I was worried that you would learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I would die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. I am smiling. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs, if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess. I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school days as ordinary as ever, and was over before I knew it, which is how I suspect this original game to be. After I pack my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sarah wants me to check some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're just even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. Hey, you don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I am going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she is so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let her along sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori's full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member's here. I told you, don't call me a new I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. You are Yuri. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, filthy. What a surprise. Welcome to the literature club. Or, welcome to the club, yeah. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me look like a first-year student. Makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice meeting the both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Filthy. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me, her smile at me genuinely feels a little. You too, Monika. Come sit down, Filthy. We made rooms for you at the table, so you could just sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a bit too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have desks arranged from the table, or a few desks arranged from the table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen of white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cute cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full, and has already managed to get the icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but to notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it for herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. What? Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for... You know. No, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us, and before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Eh? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, the tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid to ask this question. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As the president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You probably could have been a board member any for any other of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be really hard to start a new club. You could put you could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out the efforts to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like festival that much more important. I'm confident that we could all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why we're all so delightedly by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Filthy, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I quietly muttered to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that could change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up and that she finds out her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I just really grasped something I could relate at the minimal level. I just rate Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't expect that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about the cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gave you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club's meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give it back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sari settles up behind Natsuki and pulls her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you really write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I can understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reach of your heart. Do you have a writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aww, I want to read everybody's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzly at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them together. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Filthy? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come up forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made that decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose train of my thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Filthy, you all, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Can you please stop strangling me? I'm kidding. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remembers tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring it next morning so we could all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Filthy, I look forward to see how you would express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up the food. Okay, does anybody use the word chit-chat anymore? Hey, Filthy, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, I kind of learned a little bit from the original game, so we're gonna go with Sayori's route. Rain cloud, childhood, tears, happiness, daydream. Let's see. Well, I think that's a Natsuki thing. Lazy, pout, sticky. I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, alone. Hopeless. Um. Oops. No, I meant to put incapable. No. Okay. Whatever. I guess we'll just go with a Yuri thing. Never mind. That was a Sayori thing. I also did not know. Oh, raindrops was a Yuri thing. Okay. Pain. Doki Doki. No, that's not Suki. A tone? Oh, that's a Yuri thing. Shame. Uh, fantasy. That's not Suki. Jump. No, I forget. Warm. There we go. Clouds. No, wait. Oh, it's so hard. Laugh. Silly. I think we got most Sayori. Hi again, Filthy. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This may be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Which is something I never do. I'm kidding. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Filthy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not so accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here just to hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't be able to see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga's literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Filthy always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with his busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning up my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. I forgot about that one. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Filthy can become good friends too. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like it was a big deal when it really is not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into a bag and pulls out a book. I don't know if you wanted to feel left out, so I picked out a book that you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is roamingly around in the closet. Man, it looks like nobody wants to be bothered today. I slump down to the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I feel a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably gonna really seem lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everybody what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds so dense and intellectual. Intellectual. But it's not like all. It's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. Doesn't solve the problem though. Eh? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literary event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we could do this thing to speak with their creative minds. What's this? Sarah is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! Good thinking. I love Sayori's attitude. That's like one of the reasons why she's the best girl. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get to my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Wah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. Oh god, that's so close. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait, actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. Oh, come on. This isn't a napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it. Don't say it out loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true though. Yeah, I know. Despite the fact I don't watch anime, nor do I really do watch anime. Probably other than this. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around herself. How's it all written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair. It's sticking out all around there. Huh. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's just more than your hair. Yep. Look, your bow isn't even straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger. But, but nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori? Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Eh? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh, this, I remember this part. This is so funny. What is it? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does this kind of things. Eh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. That button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. If you ever button it, you'd probably notice it sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Why are you smiling about it? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. Anyways, you look so much better now. So, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms around and twirls around. So, if I kept it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't let you do things like this. And you would take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. This is like the best part of the game. Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine. It's a deal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Sayori is the best girl. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking this time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share our poems we wrote now? Yay! Filthy, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still throts away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you ever write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't find much inspiration since I've never really done this one before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pulls out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of a loose-leaf torn paper from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well as reach into their bags. I do the same myself. Who starts from my poems first? You know what, Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Filthy. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what it's like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because how I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a filthy poem. A filthy poem, yeah. I think that's probably why I name myself Filthy too. It's, I mean, come on, it's a little bit obvious, and that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm just really happy that you just wrote one. It reminds me how you really are part of the club now. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Uh, well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Filthy. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things, like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees a full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That way, it'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of my bed. Make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. And I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's the best part. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until morning to write this? No, just a bit. You, you can't answer just a bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still try my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll have to look forward to it. You know what? I think we might show it to Monica next. Hi, Filthy. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring these up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I won't be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, wanna share your poem with me? It's kinda embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Filthy. We are all a little embarrassed today, you know? That's sort of that barrier that we learn that we all get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if those sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there's also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks to you. It sounds like you two really do care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you would think. So I think it's that kind of vibe when I read your poem. I'm reading your poem. You're not sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has got a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own, And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little either. I'm sure I'll end up trying to end up different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this again. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to kind of style that suits you. Everyone might feel a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Let's read then. Hole in the wall. It could have been me. See the direction the speckle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No! I can't see. I reel blind, like a film left out of the sun. But it's too late. Maritinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you would call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing beyond words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some sort of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a little bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something on the paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move it with your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna go with Natsuki. Well, it's about what I expected for someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Whoa, what happened to my voice? Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Now let's do it like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Little wholesome. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make message any less valid. Yeah, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like this poem. See, everyone around you do great things that could be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. You understand? But the other thing's nice about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That is what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I saw the humor with the less comment. I don't really care how old anyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then they won't take that away from her. Then we have Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. Um, it's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through it. Not so bad. No! Did I raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buried her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might have taken Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What you were saying? Right. It's just that there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick out writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness have weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just writing them and build them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by examples and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles strangely, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh god, I can't really read this. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining straight light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens. I flicker back. I'm so bad at reading this kind of stuff, especially cursive. I'm sorry I had such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it did take you a long time to read. Oh god, that doesn't sound good. Well, I just don't really script it very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like this poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Filthy. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you only glanced over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their own work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolical compared to a ghost, lining her last remaining piece of comfort, unable to go with the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more sublime, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everybody is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They genuinely exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in the 10 a.m., I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrows in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poems to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sorry liked it, and Filthy did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I've come across something that's particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Filthy liked my poem too, you know. He's even told me he was even impressed by it. And Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Uh-huh. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up well. Maybe you're just jealous because that Filthy appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I'd have been deliberately going out my way, making everything I would do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, do you know what? I'm not the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Filthy started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me, as if they noticed I was standing there. Filthy, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself to learn and appreciate something as simple, more effective, then this wouldn't happen in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to having to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Filthy. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most efficiently. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Filthy? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's gonna be... I mean... Yuri seems a little more intelligent than Natsuki. I mean, of course, Natsuki would probably be pretty pissed if I picked Yuri, though. But of course, I'm going to be going with the clever option. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I have in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Eh? Yeah. Everyone's fighting. It's make Sayori uncomfortable. How can you two keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Filthy. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to inject their feelings into our own conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's immaturely that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes. Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing. They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because Sayori really does have a point, though. Well, also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, I don't like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows how exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see herself getting hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Oh yeah, sure, Monica. You definitely don't want Sayori to be hurt. We all know what you're gonna do. Such a genuine person really does make a good president. Make me a good president? What the heck? Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone, it's about time just for us to leave. How do you feel about this sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I would say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Filthy, what about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poem will turn out to be even better. I think to myself, I did a little more about the kinds of poem everyone likes. With any luck, that means I could do at least a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I now to myself with newfound determination. Filthy, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It's truly been a while since Sayori and I have spent this time much together. I can't really say that I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? What happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't... You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Filthy, it's nice I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone likes you too. That's... Every day is gonna be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught up onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'll stop for now. This might make a long episode, but might be stuttering a little bit. I'm not really exactly good at reading. But, this is so far, the original, this is so far going like the original game so far. But, unfortunately I'll stop here. I promise I'll make more. Until then, I think I'll just, I think I might just call it a day. There we go, got a save game. Alright. Yeah. Thanks for coming along with me on this, psychological horror game plus. I'm kidding. I mean, it is a psychological horror game. Ugh. Oh man. This is, I haven't really seen the new parts yet. I already know what happens to the old part, but I might as well just go play through it anyway if y'all are into that. I might make separate sections if y'all wish me to do so. But, needless to say, this is, so far, it's pretty fun. Until then, I think I'll be, looking forward to the next recording. Alright, see you guys later. Alright, let's try to do the trick. What? Unable to delete CMR CHR. Elevator access permission are required to platform. All this is bullcrap. Why not? Do I have to get past all the acts before I do it? Or do I have to at least get to the point where I have to say sayonara? Or should I say sayorinara?